going on, guys? It's Alex from Metal Master Kingdom here. We're here at the Mod Club in Toronto today, and I'm joined by Schmier of Destruction. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
So, welcome back to Toronto.
Good to be back.
Yeah. So, it's almost the end of the tour. Like, you got tonight's show, you got tomorrow night in Quebec City, and Monday night in Montreal. How's the tour been?
It was good. Like, it's always tough, you know. We had like almost 30 shows and 2 days off, so
yeah.
A lot of shows in a row, a lot of traveling. America is so big.
Yeah.
So we're kind of happy, you know. Now we're in Canada. There's no more border crossings, and it's no more so much big distances. Just like between here and Quebec City, that's the biggest one we have to do.
Right.
So yeah, we love Canada, so it's cool. It's not so cold anymore, also. So
yeah,
surprisingly warm today.
Yeah,
so
temperatures are rising, so that's a good sign. After that long winter we had, it was crazy.
Yeah, we saw this on the news, you know. Like,
yeah.
I saw all the winter storms you had and
yeah,
crazy temperatures. And
back in December we had that ice storm that knocked out the power for about 4 days.
Holy shit.
And for us it came back on Christmas Day. So
yeah, also I saw also like New York area had also problems. New York lost power and stuff. It's crazy. We had no summer in Germany. There was like no winter. There was no winter at all. It was just like warm.
Yeah.
We had like Celsius, that's like 15, 16 Celsius during the winter. That's like 60, 65.
Right.
That was the coldest in winter. It was weird.
Yeah. So, do you want to take us back to the first time you played Toronto? Like where we played with?
The first time Toronto is difficult. I know we played with the Chromax, that's for sure. But which place it was, I don't remember 100%.
Yeah.
Like I know we've been. It was 89. That was the very first time.
89.
89. Yeah, that was the very first time.
Release from Agony Tour.
It was the Release from Agony Tour. Yeah, we played Montreal before, but it was 86, 85. It was the World War III festival.
Mm-hmm.
But Toronto was a couple of years later. I think it was 89 with the Chromax, and the club was more like, as much as I remember, it was more kind of a big disco place, but I don't remember how it was called.
Mm-hmm.
I had some friends in Toronto, so I remember some parts, but I don't remember the place actually. I mean, I remember this place very good because we played here before.
Right.
It's a nice venue, and we've been actually to a couple of places in Toronto like over the years.
Cool. Last year, the big Teutonic 4 from Germany played together at the Beastival Open Air in Geiselwind, Germany. You also said that you saw 2013 as the year to do it because it basically celebrates 30 years since European Thrash began. But I heard in a recent interview that Millie from Creator said he doesn't want to do a tour. Why is that?
Yeah, ask him. You know, we've been waiting for him to make up his mind, and he doesn't want to do it. Everybody should ask him why. Is money everything in life, dude?
Yeah.
You know, that's you know, Metallica is doing fucking Slayer and Anthrax and Megadeth.
Yeah.
Metallica's pulling more people than all those 3 bands together ever will.
Yeah.
They don't have to do the tour.
Yeah.
They do the tour for the fans.
Yeah.
So why is Creator not doing the tour for the fans? I don't understand.
I don't know.
You know, you have to ask Miller, because like this question, I'm fed up. You know, like people are always asking me, and I'm like, dude, since years I'm pushing them to do it, and Miller's looking for excuses. You know, so I'm really fed up. I'm disappointed also. You know, from him as a friend. You know, because the scene is waiting for this. We are ready. Sodom is ready. Everybody wants to do it, and he's just backing up all the time. It's crappy, but I guess that's the way it is.
And you also said that like Sodom don't really want to do extensive tours.
Yeah, but Sodom made up their mind. Tom said he wants to do it. He says he doesn't want to do like 5 weeks in a row, but he would do some weeks in America for sure. You know?
Yeah.
And all we need is some weeks in Europe, some weeks in America, some weeks in South America, and then maybe do Asia also. It's we can do breaks in between. I understand Sodom they can't tour so much, you know, but we could do like 3 weeks in North America. Would be easy, you know, like would be better venues and bigger places would be good for everybody.
Right.
But, I mean, Sodom were at the beginning the problem, but then they made up their mind, and now Miller doesn't want to do it. It's kind of it's disappointing for us because we were always ready to do it. You know, we even backed up last year and kept the whole year free. We didn't do any tours. We had some offers for other tours. We canceled them. We said we don't want to wait for this tour, and it didn't happen. So it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah. Well, hope everything maybe works.
Yeah, I think, you know, the time now isn't right. You know, hopefully one day Miller gonna come back to normal, and decided it's the time to do it, you know, and hopefully we're all going to be still alive and healthy then, you know, because we're not getting any younger, and it will be sad because people worldwide are waiting for this and demanding it, and it's not happening.
Yeah. So Spiritual Genocide is your 30th anniversary album. On the album, you have guest appearances from Tom Angel Ripper from Sodom, Garrett from Tankard, and you also have the original Matt Butcher released from Agony lineup doing a song. Is that on the Legacy of the Past track?
No, it's actually on Carnivore. There's a Carnivore bonus track, actually, that should be, I don't know if it's in the Canadian version as well, but it should be on there. It's with Ollie and Harry. Ollie's playing the drums and Harry's doing the lead guitars and stuff. So yeah, it was special. Also, we're doing the backing vocals. Is also like our old drummer Tommy.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody was involved in the record. We wanted to be, you know, like a little nostalgic and bring everybody to the studio because we're all friends again and we hang out and stuff. But we never went to the studio until the '80s together.
Right.
Again. So it was kind of special to be in the studio and record stuff together, and had some magical moments.
Yeah. And what are the tracks that All Drake from Evil played on the album?
Yeah, All is a good friend, and he's a big Destruction fan, and he helped us out before when Mike broke his hand. He played some show with us.
Yeah, I read about that.
And yeah, he was always like the guy that if Destruction would have a second guitar player, All Drake would be the guy, the perfect fit for the band. So yeah, we invited him again to play little leads and stuff, and yeah, who knows, maybe one day when we have a second guitar player and all Drake has some time, then we're gonna do some more together. He fits really well. Like, he's a creative guy and also a funny bloke. We get along really well, so it would be fitting with his Destruction really good. But he's busy elsewhere now, and he retired a little bit from the metal because he couldn't pay his bills, which is understandable, you know. So, but yeah, who knows, mate? All one day.
You heard that all.
The mind of an evil raping carnivore. How comes I could not tell? How could I not hear the death knell?
So the production on Spiritual Genocide is also a little different than albums like Day of Reckoning, Devolution, and Inventor of Evil, because those albums were a little more polished, but the one on Spiritual Genocide is more raw.
Yeah.
But it's also, the album Day of Reckoning was also, you said it was criticized for sounding a little too clean for a thrash record. But I love it, like it gave a lot more punch.
It's a very thin line, you know. I love also the fact that we can produce nowadays with a cleaner sound, so you can hear all the freaking details.
Yeah.
On the other side, of course, if it's too clean, you're losing a little bit of the, you know, the roughness, dirtiness, and the original spirit of thrash, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a thin line, and that's what we tried to do with Spiritual Genocide. It's like, it's a little bit more open, a little bit more dirt, it's a little bit more rough, but still you can hear all the guitar pickings, all the details.
Yeah.
I think it was a good step in the right direction, and it's difficult because, you know, you have to compete with the up-to-date production nowadays. So you want to do a production. All the American bands, they produce like crystal clear.
Yeah.
Nobody's complaining about their clinical sounds,
Yeah.
you know. But if European bands do it, everybody says, "Oh, this sounds so clinical." It's kind of weird, but so we try to find the right way in between. I mean, I like those albums. I think Day of Reckoning was one of our best albums since the reunion. But the production could be a little bit more crunchy, you know.
Yeah.
But it's always like, this is like, you know, details. I think when you do an album, you always find something at the end that you could do better. That's why we're musicians, that's why we're here, that's why we're so successful, because we try to be better for the next album. And I think, yeah, the production, what do you like better? Day of Reckoning? Or?
I like them both, actually. But actually, Day of Reckoning was actually the album I discovered you guys on.
Okay.
And
yeah,
then
it's nice and punchy, of course.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And I love Vabra's drumming on that one.
Yeah.
It's just insane. So, and that was the first record.
You will see him tonight the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually seeing you guys for the first time tonight.
Okay.
So.
I'm not going to disappoint you.
No, it's okay. Is one of your biggest places that you get inspiration from.
Of course,
where else do you get your inspiration for lyrics?
You know, now we're in America for like 5 weeks, so I'm watching American TV, and I see how much different it is from what we have.
Yeah.
And how much different they feed the people with information. So I'm in the lucky position that we can get everywhere. Of course, in some countries you don't understand what they say on the news, but you see the pictures and you see the way they talk, and then you talk to the people from the country. So you see all the different views and different sides, and basically you all get manipulated. The Germans, the Canadians, the Afghanistan people, everybody gets their shit manipulation from their governments, and it's kind of ridiculous that we're been so much developed and everything, and we still have to manipulate our people. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the biggest inspiration for me. It's like to travel and to see the world and the real world. I'm not going to tourist places.
Yeah.
We play in the gutter, you know,
yeah.
sometimes. So you can see a lot of reality, and that's all, of course, always inspiring.
Yeah. I heard that also in another interview, going back to what we were talking about Day of Reckoning, I heard you say that it was originally supposed to be released in 2010, right? But the label released it later.
Yeah.
Was that because you guys were in the process of leaving AFM, going back to Nuclear Blast, and then Nuclear Blast released it?
You're a smart guy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people were bitching like, oh, this album comes too fast, and after the latest one and stuff, but yeah, it was basically that we left AFM Records. We were also in the process of hiring a new drummer. Bauer just came into the band, where we recorded the album with him, and after the recording we decided that he's going to be part of the band.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of changes, and then when you're on the big level on Nuclear Blast, they have a huge like schedule for bands that are coming out every month, so
yeah.
you have to fit in somewhere, so we had to find a new free spot on the new label to release the record, and it's a worldwide release, so also in America it's going to have a different release date than in Europe, because of import reasons, you know, and export reasons, and so it's kind of it's politics. It's sad because when you band, you record, you want the album to come out, and then it's sitting there and it's not coming out, you know. So that was kind of a weird moment, but it's something you have to get used to in the music business. Not everything works the way you want it sometimes.
Yeah, it's true. Next year is the 30th anniversary of Infernal Overkill. Are there any plans to do a celebratory tour and playing the album in its entirety, or maybe even Eternal Devastation in 2016? Because
yeah,
those two seem to be like the fan favorites.
Yeah, those are the fan favorites. Like Infernal Overkill contains most of the Destruction classics ever.
Bestial Invasion.
Yeah, and we still play a lot of those songs live, and I don't know, is there a song on this album we never played live? No. Like in the last years we played all of those songs live, and they still have a lot of great reactions on the crowd, and so we're gonna for sure do next year some special stuff on Infernal Overkill, because the songs still sound great, and we still like to play them. And as Eternal Devastation, I don't know yet. It's a good album too, but that contains some songs we never did before. Like there's an instrumental on that one we never played also, and also United by Hatred is a song that a lot of people demanded, but it basically needs two guitars and stuff. So it's sometimes not so easy because we're a trio. Some stuff is limited because live is just not working with one guitar, you know, so we have to sometimes kind of find a compromise. I mean, we're playing like Release from Agony tonight also, which is also a fan favorite. We also like a two guitar album, so it's we kind of modified the song a little bit so it's working this way. But yeah, sometimes I wish we had the same guitar player, but on the other side I love the three-piece thing, you know, it's like unique, and there's not so many three-piece bands again, and I grew up on three pieces like Motorhead and Rush and Triumph and stuff like this.
Can't go wrong with those bands.
No, it's the classics.
Yep, love them all.
Voice of culture, visualize we're in the seat. Slaughter philosophy, cold watchers hard to beat. The law of the game, it's the law of the bloody blade.
You're on the road with Christian and Exmortis right now, and I know you and Christian have been good friends, as you said in the interviews, and you guys played on stage Rock in Rio last year.
That was magic.
Have you guys been doing any jamming on stage on this tour?
Actually, no, we didn't.
No?
No, we've been talking about it the whole tour, like, let's do it, and then we didn't do it. I guess, you know, this magical moment in Rio when there's like 80,000 metalheads singing black metal with us, and we didn't know how it would go because we didn't have much time to rehearse, and then you stand up there and it's just blowing your mind, and then you can see it on YouTube also. It's been magic.
Yeah.
I think we're all a little afraid that we cannot recreate this moment, so we didn't do it yet. We've been saying, let's do it tomorrow or at the end of the week or when we're in Canada, but we still didn't do it. So I don't know if we can do it tonight.
You probably get the guitarist that do Release from Agony with you.
Moises. I don't know if he's ever played that song before. He knows to play some Destruction stuff, but we actually did that before, Release from Agony, some years back. Cragen from Heathen.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
Yeah, he came on stage with us and played Release from Agony.
Yeah.
It was also very cool.
Yeah, cool. You're probably one of the busiest guys in metal right now. You got Destruction, and you also had your side project Headhunter, but now you've got something going on with Stephen Schwartz and Herman Franklin. Except, I know you guys already have material ready, and it's in the vein of classic heavy metal.
Yeah.
What else can you tell us about it?
Yeah, when I'm coming back from this tour, I'm gonna right away enter the studio. We're gonna record demos, but the guys have to go to LA right away to record the new video clip for Accept, so it's kind of a little bit like interrupting with the schedule, but me and Stefan, we live very close, so we can sneak in the stuff in between. Like Destruction will go also back on tour right after this, but we also have time in between, so we're gonna use those places to fill the space with the demo recordings. So I'm very positive that we're gonna have an album ready by the end of this year. We have 6 songs now, and we recorded 5 of them already as like pre-demo recordings.
Yeah.
And it sounds great. So I think like if the songwriting goes like this, we're gonna record this summer the album and just trying to find a label then. And we still have no band name because we've been so difficult nowadays. You know, it's it'd be fun to mix like a little Accept and Destruction thing for a name, but then it also has to make sense. You know, so I'm still writing lyrics, so I'm waiting for the right inspiration when I write lyrics to find the name for the band.
Yep.
But it's great fun because classic heavy metal is like my roots, and it's also a challenge for me to sing like more melodic and express myself a little bit different. And yeah, it was great fun. And of course, Herman is he's like 10 years older than me, so he's like a little bit like my bigger brother.
Yeah.
So I can also learn things from the way he looks at music and the way he writes. We can both write very spontaneous, so that's when we're together, it works really well. So yeah, I'm looking forward. It's gonna be like Accept-ish, but it's gonna be more heavy, like a little bit more double bass, a little bit more fast here and there.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting.
Well, we all look forward to that. I know it's gonna sound great. So,
yeah, I mean the Christian guys heard some songs on the bus, like some pre-demos, and they were like amazed. So I think it's gonna kick ass.
Yeah. So all the best to you with that.
Thank you.
So a couple weeks ago, a shocker hit the metal world when Guar's Odorous Rungus passed away.
Yeah,
do you have any Guar stories you want to share? Did Destruction and Guar ever play festivals together?
Actually, never now, because they don't play festivals in Europe so much. They're coming on tours in Europe and stuff. Some of the guys came to Destruction shows before. We met some of the guys they came to our show and had some beers together, but we never played with them. And yeah, it's scary that he was so young and
50.
Yeah, and everybody knows that he was not into heavy drugs or big drinking and stuff. It must have been just a weird accident, you know. And it's scary. Like I'm looking at this now. We're all in the scene for so long, and everything seems so natural, the touring and stuff. But then when somebody dies that you know and you met before, you see how fast everything is over, and it makes you to enjoy it more what we do and have the pleasure to be on the road and still do this. Because of course we've not been like sitting there and not partying all our life. All of us had their wild years, and of course to still do this, you got to keep in shape. You know?
Yeah.
So when Jeff Hanneman died, of course it was also very shocking for everybody. I mean, we did tours with Slayer, and we met them from the beginning. So that was actually really sad. So. Yeah, I guess we're all getting older, and even Lemmy now is struggling. Yeah. So it's gonna be. We have some heavy years to come. Like all the heroes, they're gonna pass away in the next 10, 20 years. You know? It's gonna be sad for metal, but we have a lot of great young bands coming up. So like it's great to see that still young bands are coming that are inspiring and are wild and try to do something new. Like Ex Mortis, great new band. Like
great.
If they stick together, they can make their way.
Yep. Yeah, I heard they're really awesome live.
Yeah, they have a lot of shredding going on and good songs and stuff. So it's a great band.
Yeah. 2007 appearance of Wacken Open Air for the Savage Symphony History of Annihilation DVD, and you had the former members, so we were talking about before, come up and play with you. Would you happen to know what's going on with the former members, like Tommy Sandman, Harry and Ollie, and Mark Rain?
Yeah, we're all friends basically. You know, like Harry, he's having a new band now. That it's his first recording ever since he left Destruction. So we kind of support him a little bit on that. And if you go on Destruction's Facebook site, you will find a link to Harry's new project. It's a little progressive, a little Annihilator-ish, I think. This sounds good. It's his first attempt, and hopefully he's going to work on more songs. And Ollie, he's a musical teacher at high school and also at universities and stuff. So he's traveling around also and teaching music, and he's also a journalist. He still plays drums, but just jazz stuff. He's more like a jazz guy. Yeah. But he still comes to the rehearsal room, and he still loves the band, and he's still attached somehow, you know. And Mark, who left the band as the latest drummer,
few years ago, right?
Yeah, we had a little trouble with him, so it was a little cold in between us for a while, but things are straightened up now, I hope. And he's playing with Morgoth. It's like a German death metal band at the moment.
And Tommy?
Tommy's a cop. He's actually a lieutenant, but he's also still metalhead. He has long hair, and he comes to our shows, and we hang out. So we're also friends. Also, like the drummer in between, we had Sven, the young guy. He's also still a friend of us. So we tried to keep it in the family. You know, we had some tough years, some problems, but at the end, we all been like here for the same reason, for the band, and we shared some great years. So we managed that everybody who ever was in the band is still attached to the band and has hopefully good memories.
Yeah. Cool. God, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's not very common. A lot of bands still fight, and ex-members and stuff. I don't like that. When I came back to Destruction, I said, before we start this, let's get this down to zero first and talk to everybody. And then that's what we did, and it's actually it feels good. You know, it feels like a family.
Yeah, as a fan, I can't stand it when former band members are still fighting.
Exactly, like what's going on here and there. You see all this trouble. Like lately, just in Sweden, when some guys made this classical. Which band was it? Wasn't this member? It was the other band.
I don't think I know.
Yeah, whatever. Like people fighting in public and stuff. Also, when Green Strike were fighting in public about the singer, and it's like, come on. You know, the fans don't want to hear about this. You know, play music and sort your stuff under the table, and don't put everything into public. People don't want to know.
Yeah,
it's ugly, and we're here for the music, and we're not here for doing the big fucking Hollywood drama.
Yeah. Right, so now we'll just do like a few.
Entombed was the band.
Entombed.
Yeah, Entombed. Yeah, they also just came back together. Now it's called Entombed. The other version is like is a Entombed AK or whatever.
Yeah.
And the other old guys came back after all those years and did like the symphony stuff. And it's like, come on, guys, why?
Yeah. I know.
Makes no sense to me, but you know, mankind is stupid. So what do you expect?
Well,
I'm not saying Entombed are stupid. I love the band.
Yeah. All right, so we'll do a few fun questions, lightning round. So quick and truthful answers. It doesn't have to be long. Favorite TV show?
Yeah, I'm not so much into retarded TV, so
me neither.
I love football, like soccer. There's like when I'm home and I have the chance to see football games, some drinks, some football. I'm easy. I'm a man. In Europe, we love football, like soccer, and that's the best thing. And now we have this year's European World Championship in Brazil. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. Your favorite TV show as a child?
As a child? Oh my God, we have all different stuff in Europe, so I don't think you have what we have. You know, like we had a lot of cartoons, but they're all like European cartoons. So I don't think you would know them.
Yeah.
It's like one thing about a Viking called Vicky. That was like the attraction when we were young, you know. Like little Vikings fight and stuff, you know. But that's very European. I don't think you have that in America.
Yeah. So your favorite movie?
My favorite movie ever? That's fucking difficult. think I love the first Matrix movie. The very first one is like one of the best science fiction movie ever. So that's one of my favorite movies for sure.
Yeah. Your favorite types of music aside from metal?
Aside from metal, I love rock music. So all kind of classic rock, up to punk. It's like all my stuff. I love guitar-driven music and original music. So I'm a big music fan, lover, and like so. Yeah, let's say classic rock, like 70s, is fantastic too. And I love punk rock also, besides metal. Yeah.
If you were a superhero, what would your powers be?
Superhero, I could see old girls naked. X-ray, that would be amazing. She's all shocked. I don't have the power, don't worry.
It's all good. It's all good. So to wrap up the interview, and you probably have to answer this before. After this tour, you got some festivals in Norway, Germany, Belgium, Italy, and where else? Hungary, and Czech Republic.
Yeah, Czech Republic. One in France is coming up now also.
So after that tour, you're gonna focus on the music for the new side project, and also you're also working on Destruction.
Yeah, we also started working on Destruction's album. I mean, Mike and me, we live very close now. I just moved closer to Mike so we can work better again with the band. So also when we come back from this, as soon as I'm done with the demos for the Accept stuff, we're gonna keep on recording Destruction material. We've been both collecting riffs already. So we're like, when we come together, it usually works pretty well now. And we have a lot of riffs in storage, and we just can start to see what fits together and what's a good idea. And usually, once we're rolling, me and Mike, with the songwriting, we can write like in 1 month. We can write like 2 or 3 songs very easily. You know, so I would say that we're going to be done with the songwriting end of the year also. Yeah. So we should be, hopefully, the new album should be out 2015, like early 2015.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So thank you very much for joining us. Any closing thoughts? Closing message?
Great to be back in Canada, and yeah, we had a tough tour 2 years ago. We almost thought we would never come back to America, so I'm glad we're back here and we're having a great time, and Canada fucking rocks. We're drinking Mexican beer. Cheers.
Corona rules. So there you go, Destruction. Check them on tour. Buy the merch, buy the albums, and look out for the project with Stefan Schwartzman and Herman Frank from Accept, and also New Destruction 2015. I'm Alex, and you're watching MetalMasterKingdom.com.
And support the old school.
You got it.